and transparency, definitely there will be development. Welcome to the program Text for Service on ABS 88.5 FM. This afternoon, my name is Ifi Onachuku. Remember that the program comes to you both in Igbo and in English languages, and it comes to you courtesy of CDEC. Not forgetting those who are supporting the program here on ABS 88.5 FM today. And we're talking about the TJGP, that's Tax, Justice and Governance Platform, not forgetting Oxfam. And then today we're going to take a look at something that is very important. And what is it? We're taking a look, we're discussing, we're dissecting, ensuring equity and social inclusion in service delivery by the government. Ndị anyị na ha ga-etinye ọnụ n'okwu a bụ ndị civil society, ndị eji okwu fa agba izu, ndị na-ebe ha kwuo okwu ichie ugboro na-abụ ka wee malụ na ihe ha na-ekwu bụ eziokwu. Well, I'm talking about first the Southeast Zonal Coordinator of ACOMIN, Professor Dennis Aribodo. Anyị na-asị gị nnọọ n'ihe mmemme anyị, Prof.
Ndewo ụmụnne m ndị Anambra na ndị Nigeria ndị ụwa niile ka anyị nọrọ ya nọ.
Okay, we also have, of course, Chomagasi. I want to ask ladies first. Why didn't I call her first? Yes, she's a civil society activist, and she's also someone who has a soft heart for gender affairs. Somebody that has a soft heart for inclusion. Aina Sigi, welcome Chioma Okeke to the program. She will need to get off before Professor Dennis mesmerized. Even on okay, man again have one wine on a program.
If I don't know, carry him. 2 verses 1. I'll carry him.
Oh, welcome to the program. When we talk about ensuring equity and social inclusion in service delivery by government, in establishment of good governance by government. Prof, can you hear this ensuring equity and inclusion in development by who? Government.
If I more watara n'ime ebunam ka ọ ga-zuo onye ọbụla ka o zuo onye ọbụla ma nwoke ma nwaanyị ma ogbenye ma ọgaranya n'ife a na-eme n'ife gbasara ọchịchị Anambra steeti ka afọ na onwere onye arapụrụ na mgbe a na-agba ka Anambra steeti wee dị mma. That is my understanding of equity and inclusion.
Okay, Chike, ife guma gotapan.
Imeka ife lutu onye ọbụla lutekwa nwanne ya ka aghala inwe onye ndị dịka ga sideline ọfa onwe ndị na-elite uru iche ndị ọzọ bụrụ ndị dupụtara fe edupụta ka onye ọbụla
ndị dịka sideline, ndị dịka gịnị inclusion, ndị dịka gịnị gasị kpọọ fafa maka eme ụmụ nwaanyị asị na ọkwa on 8 bụ International Women's Day. Okwu afa isi ndị dịka kpafụrụ ha n'akụkụ ka ndị ọlụsị ka ụmụ nwaanyị kedụ ndị ọ bụ abụ
ma ndị ọlụsị o ma ụmụ nwaanyị ma ụmụ nwoke kwa enweghị ka ọ rafa n'ihe niile. Ihe a na-ekwu ihe a bụ obele azụ ga-akpata obele nkụ, nnukwu azụ akpata nnukwu nkụ, ma ndị ọrụ oyibo ma ndị afịa. Onye ọbụla ga-agbakọ aka ọnụ ka o wee nwee ike gaa ọfụma.
Okay, now let's talk about equity and social inclusion. You know, we've seen it play out. That no more look at and you're na face oronia. The soroni hane mufodo mwa say na nambipa borrow for them. And even most of them na osi fenana. Na ele mo se ma ogiri ma supia ma seria. Now when we're talking about social inclusion and the equity, Prof, in government service delivery, what can I just to learn yaki oge more men? Imane we go equity and inclusion. Na service delivery.
Ọ dependere na ngalaba anyị chọrọ isi n'ebe ya anya. N'ebe ya na ngalaba ụzọ arụ ike, ife ọ ga-apụta bụ na ma onye ukwu ma onye nta ga-enwe access n'ihe gbasara arụ ike. Ọ bụgodị in terms of iji aka ya jee n'ụlọ ọgwụ anwa na ọ ga-adịrị ya izi. Ọ bụgodị onye ọlụsị ọ ya adịkwado ya izi ịba n'ụlọ ọgwụ anwa.
Alụ ihe dịka ram.
Ọ bụrụ nke a ga-arụkwa lift arụọ, ọ ya bụ everybody is included and accommodated. Ịrapụkwa ya gbasara health banye na education, because these are the social services. Onye gosata na nwa onye ogbenye gụọ akwụkwọ ma nwa ọgaranya gụọ akwụkwọ, nwa ogbenye ga-agụkwa akwụkwọ, and nọ n'ezigbo na akwụkwọ. So ọ bụrụ na enwe private school dị mma, si nwekwe public school dịkwa mma. Ofu nwa na-akụzi na private, na-akụzi na public, ya bụ obodo na-aga n'iru. Ọ bụrụ na efe gbasakwara tax, ụtụ isi, maka ụtụ isi ka a na-ekwu okwu ya. Ụtụ isi a ga-eme asọ ya na ọ bụrụ sọsọ ndị opekata mpe ga na-atụ, maka ọ dị ka Nigeria tata bụ ndị opekata mpe na-aka atụ ụtụ ụtụ isi karịa ndị nnukwu mmadụ, because isheke ya the net worth of some so-called big man and rich men and entrepreneurs. Compare ife ndị mmadụ dị ka ifiu na Chukwu na-akwụ na ABS maọbụ Dennis Abro na-akwụ Unizik, fụlata na ọ dị ka na ogbu ndị obere. A nwere okwu Femi Falana kwuru yesterday si na ndị adụ na-etiri millions to Babangida mgbe ọ lọnchiri akwụkwọ ya. Tax ego ne ka ha na-akwụ. So the tax should be commensurate with your income. That's what you are saying.
And that's when it becomes equitable
and inclusive.
Okay,
yes.
Dialogue. Now let's come to tax. Kika taxation, tax administration, may now TC, we promote to equitable access to public service. Chema come with an equal tax, and I am calling cable tax.
I'm a tax man, I'm a Jew. Well,
even in the Bible, even by the Bible, you are for tax.
I'm a queer. Well, you were now queer. Makani nji we na akwa bụ na achọrọ m mkpali.
Okay.
Achọrọ m onye abịa force m ma ọ bụ tax force ịbakwute m sị m gịnị mere na ịkwụọ tax gbaghalịba maka nke anwa, so iji wee kwanyere onwe m ugwu ana m akwụ tax.
So that akwụ ya based on conviction.
Adị m akwụ ya based on conviction because mụnwa na onwe m nwere ihe m na-enejela anya n'anya aka gọọmenti n'ebe anwa anyị na-anọ wee na-azụ afịa anwa.
Okay.
Which anyị anaghị afụ. In terms of anyị na-akwụ ụgwọ, anyị na-akwụ tax mana
anyị
street market.
Okay.
Anyị na-akwụ tax, ana m akwụ tax, nkwụcha tax, nkwụ security levy.
Tax personal income tax.
Amaalụ m.
Okay.
Because na ihe niile anụnwa beta suya bụ na arụ na. So anyị kwụsịa ya, anyị akwụọ AIRS.
Yeah, the tax proper.
Nke bụ the tax me go.
Nke a bụ moto ọbụla ga-ebute afịa na shop ga-akwụ, ha ga-abịa mbụ ndị a bịa na-aga ego depending on the size of the truck.
Ọgwụ ka ga na ego.
Mụnwa ka ha na-ana ego.
Ke maka onye bukwa truck ahụ.
Nyanwa akwụgo nke oge ihe a bidoro izizi fada anyị nwa ada akwụ mana abịazie n'ikpeazụ ha abịazie na anala anyị ego. And ọ bụrụ sọsọ fa ịkwụsịa ndị obodo abịa n'ofu moto anwa ịkwụkwa ha nke ha.
Ndị obodo ahụ ndị gọọmenti.
Ndị obodo bụ ndị obodo. Ndị obodo nọ na ya wee na-azụ ahịa. So emesịa nke ịnọkwalụ na-ene anya ifu ụmụ nwaanyị bụ ife n'isi na-ele ihe ma ndị ji trọk akwa. A na-adị 2 groups na-anaghị ego. Enwere 1 group na-abịa n'aha 200 every day. When another group
200 na akwụnyekwa ya na tax na coffers government.
Enwere receipt a na-enye na ya.
Yeah, ka jọrọ njọ.
Ọ gbado ya ndị gọọmenti na-asị na ndị touts.
Ife a ka ngwa gị eziokwu ha na-abịa na-asị nọ ndị tout na nọ ndị tout. Nwa nnụnụ na-agba egwu n'etiti ilo enwere ihe na-ekwere ihe egwu nọ n'ọfịa na ine anya ọfụma. They cannot be coming out boldly like that every day. Na otu anwa ndị gọọmenti si na fa amarọ maka ya. They know how to strategize themselves on those places. Nwete those people taa ha ofu kwesịrị na ha ya ata echi niile fa mma mpụtazi.
Okay, as we go down, we'll talk about this during talking about what how to sustain a good tax environment in Anambra. Nyekuzie ihe echo malukwu ebe ijegolu make this your complaint. Maka mmogo mgbe ndị nwasị na ha bụ ndị ubet jidere m mgbe kpọọ onye isi ha jidere ndị mmadụ anyị na-eje ọlụ ọ dịkwa nke ma maka that thing ọkwa eme ya mgbe kpọọ onye isi ozugbo onye isi si ngwelugodi phone nye ndị anwa ọsọ ọ bụ na ha ji kwọsị akwa ndị ubet wee gbọọ ọsọ so they ran away mana ha kwulugo anyị sị na ha na-eje na headquarters anyị elurozi elu so chọrọ ifugu nke ka anyị mazie prof ihe prof filu otu taxation ga-esi wee promote equitable access to public services.
Yes. Tax bụ mmadụ na-akwụ ya. Before I put how it can promote equitable access to public services, and with some impediments, I proceed to aka na government they lose tax. And
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's just talk about that's in barriers. That should be the next.
Okay. So it's a maka.
Get help even ensure equitable access to public services. We're talking about the usefulness of tax.
Yes. You cannot overemphasize the importance of public education or public awareness or social mobilization or sensitization. Ike pesrable government needs spend ego to conscientize the Anambra on the benefits of tax. They need to pay tax and what the tax is doing. So the point I'm trying to make here is that government, both at local, community, and the state level, will keep on sensitizing the nuances of the state. I prefer to use the word citizens on this payment of tax. When it is done, government, because we have an opposite bottom-up approach in governance. In the 80s, the part of Abakaliki pipe-borne water came where shop getting warm. So I roasted the pipe-borne water. That pipe-borne water, I the pipe-borne water can issue Uburu that water now we're getting warm near. They kept on drinking that one and left the pipe water. I just wonder what is the problem? I want to carry off along on river. They were not carried along. So, man government may more community diagnosis, so that when they collect tax, they now know what the people want that tax to be used for. What are their needs? You don't just stay in government house and decide the need. Igeje obononi mafia jofa kefe bumpauno. He put many impasses. If I have no for what I can farm again. Prioritize.
Don't they have representatives? What's the process? Don't they have representatives?
Representative where?
Like India Fiakita, from leaders, right?
Yes.
Government cannot just walk into the market and start asking them what are your needs and all that. Okay, we process. Like that's why we have budgets.
Yes.
Process.
Fine leaders, but has it brought any significant difference? So if we are doing the same thing all the time and you're making a progress, won't you innovate? Part of innovation is that through the leaders, you engage the people, you engage the market people. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Through those, they have their leaders. All their leaders get more organized. Various segments of the market, rich, poor, big, small, are being aware what you may call diagnosis of the market. I feel this is what we need. We need this more than this. No priority. If we government we will take it in this order. Emenka. If that people can be willing, to participate, and that is what we mean by that inclusiveness. Dago onye ọbụla mụọ ndị ọrụ sọ ya asụwo ọbụna toilet bụ mgbasị na n'ihe anyị chọrọ ebe a kịta bụ toilet nwere mmiri ifugi ya bụ onye si kpabara ọ gaghị na-edi ka ọ tawa afụfụ jebe ụlọ ome nke a oche dị ya ka ya rarụkwa ebe a ma ararụ something like that. So the point I'm not trying to make is that now policies of government today should be driven by the people. Yes, you may say that the people have elected representatives, but if you look at what is happening in Lagos State in the last 2 weeks, where the elected members in vote represent the people impeached a speaker, and and where akaka bajiraka 36 people are the is that representation? It's not representation. So because some of us believe in democracy in Nigeria. Apologies to those who think we don't have democracy. What I think we have is civilian rule. When we have democracy, our leaders should be fearing the electorate. They should be afraid of the electorate, as is done in a white man's country.
Okay.
So,
thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, Chomakaina, the challenges that they face during, making tax inclusive. That's the challenges are man the government. The challenges are
challenges and they will continue having those challenges until now a proper education of the masses concerning the tax and the usage. Just like Prof properly said, Imam Nokata biano madi Guinea Balaba Obugo Dikijo Gemakandi leaders, market leaders and so on. Those market leaders Obo na sefa na ichoka ime ka ndị afia malụ maka ife anụnwa government na-achọ ime ka their needs ya wepụta ihe gosili na ọkpọrọ onye ọbụla nọ n'afia ọ bụrụ nke ya na ndị executive ga-anọrọ na office decide ife a ga-eme n'afia o kwesịrị ịbụ na ga-akpọ ndị enwekwanụ pictures nwe video gosi na onye ọbụla nọ n'afịa anụnwa na okwulu ọnụ ya na onye na the end na ihe anụnwa bụzi nke epic gasị ka ọ bụrụ ife a ga-eme n'afịa. Ọ bụrụ na the masses, at least for an example, Igbo nation, Igbo ndị Igbo abụrụ ndị a na-eme ihe n'ike, ndị ọcha atrai ya n'okwerofa during colonization. Ha bụ ndị ọ ga-abụ ị na-atụchapụta ya bụ akụ na arụ nkịta ị na-egosi ya ka ọ ghara ịdị ya ka ị na-atụ ya mbọ. We are all Igbos, anyị ncha bụ ndị Igbo. O nwere isi na ọ na-abụ adị mmadụ na-abụ agba izu ihe a ga-emela ọra nwe okwu. So see the reason eji enwe these challenges bụ na the masses
we are even yet to know the challenges, Prof. Like the challenges and one taxation. We're yet to of course we're going to need the
challenges Iburibu.
Let's get to know about them.
Challenges Iburibu. Number one is the multiplicity of the taxes, just like Madam Sharma Pureba Noah. There will be need to harmonize all these things. Then number two, leakages. This idea of collecting cash, government is losing, and they know they are losing. So they should work harder to create avenues that will make cash collection no longer the practice. Because in make cash, how do you account for the cash? Go POS, where many avenues of payment of these things. But I also would want, because part of why people in government, if are also guilty of some of these things is because almost all of them, except the political leaders, are not adequately remunerated. Nigeria is a big challenge. I'm expecting that governors will tell themselves the truth, but that what they pay civil servants cannot actually take them home. And as such, service delivery, when you do that and people are comfortable, personal work here. So the issue of leakages, multiple taxation, and
leakages or here they turn it out. Like Choma said earlier.
Yes, yes, leakages are that even though you may claim they are not government people, but they wear government uniform. So what is government doing in terms of monitoring, surveillance, supervision? Because more than carry government. You just mentioned your experience. Office because when you see that's a privilege. You bought for saying that from down also. So government should have an avenue to monitor her policies. See the gaps in their policies and try to bridge that gap.
Okay. Michael anachiatazu mana I anachiatazu mana I ga-achọ ka wetozi ndị na-akwado anyị. Onye ma na-ege ntị chetakwa na ihe anyị nọ na ya bụ tax for service. Ọ bụ na anyị na-achiata anyị ga-enye gị ohere ikwu okwu. Ịkpọ anyị na lines anyị bụ 090-495-60826 090-495-60826 or ịkpọ anyị na 0706-538-1320 0706-538-1320. Ma chetakwa na ihe mmemme a na-abịara gị site n'aka ndị Tax Justice and Governance Platform tinyere ndị SIDEC na ndị SISLAC tinyekworo ndị Oxfam. Ọ bụ na anyị chiata azụ enwere ike itinye ọnụ n'ihe anyị na-ekwu mana kịta ka anyị ga-ewetagodo ozi ndị na-akwado anyị.
ị maara na ịtụ ụtụ isi bụ ọrụ dịrị gị n'obodo. ị maara na onweghị obodo ọbụla ga-enwe ezi mmepe ma ọ bụrụ na ụmụafọ ya adịghị atụ ụtụ isi. Kedu ọrụ dịrị gọọmenti ịgba mbọ fụ na ụtụ ndị ọ na-anakọta site n'ụtụ isi na a ga-eji ha kwara ngwa ọrụ iwetara anyị mmepe? Kedu ka gọọmenti sigoro gbaa mbọ itinye ụmụ ihe dị iche iche eji enyere ndụ aka na steeti a site n'ịdị na-anakọta ụtụ isi n'ụzọ bụ ịgba nakwa iji na-alụ ọrụ?
Tax for service, ụtụ isi bụ ọgwụ mmepe.
Ị na-atụ ụtụ isi gị? Gịnị mere o ji bụrụ iwu na dịka onye Anambra ị ga na-atụ ụtụ isi? Kedu ụgwọ gọọmenti ji gị mgbe ị na-atụ ụtụ isi gị? Sonyere anyị na
Tax for service, ụtụ isi bụ ọgwụ mmepe.
nke na-abịara gị site n'ụlọ ọrụ Anambra Broadcasting Service 88.5 FM Ọka kwa Friday malitere elekere 2 ruo elekere 3 nke ehihie.
Tax for service, ụtụ isi bụ ọgwụ mmepe.
Bịa ka anyị dowe okwu agba banyere mkpebi dị iche iche n'ihe metara amụma ụtụ isi nakwa nkwalite n'iji ụtụ isi gbara ndị Anambra odibo. Cheta, site n'ịdị na-esonye n'ihe mmemme a kwa izu ụka, anyị ga-eme ka ndị ọ dị n'aka ịnakọta ụtụ isi na-akọwa etu ha si emefu ego ma na-emekwa ihe tọrọ ka ehihie n'ịnakọta ụtụ a. Gị onwe gị ga-aghọtakwa ihe o ji bụrụ iwu na ị ga na-atụ ụtụ isi.
Tax for service, ụtụ isi bụ ọgwụ mmepe.
Ọ na-abịara gị site n'aka Social and Integral Development Center SIDEC na njikọ aka Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room site na nkwado ego United Kingdom Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office FCDO.
Anyị echigatagokwa azụ na ihe mmemme anyị bụ Tax for Service na ABS 88.5 FM. Anyị na ndị ọkachamara n'ihe gbasara tax na civil society nọ. Onye anyị na-ekwu maka ya, ndị anyị na-ekwu maka ha bụ Professor Dennis Aribodo, South East Zone Coordinator Akomin, yana Chioma Okeke, we civil society activist. Ka njukene anyị ekwugo maka challenges ndị a na-afụgasị ma ọ bụ na aga ịtụ isi. Ụfọdụ kwuru multiple taxation, even though na ya emego ndị AIRS interview ha sị na those things anyị na-akpọ multiple taxation abụrụ multiple taxation. Ihe ha bụ na ụfọdụ na-eje anala ego n'azụ sị na ha bụ gọọmenti.
So whose duty is it to stop that?
Mgbe anyị ga-ekwuzi ya, mgbe anyị ga-ekwubezi n'otu a ga-esi wee kwuo onye kwuwalụ. Mana before then, achọrọ m ka mmalụ it's a part of it anyway. Kedu ka gọọmenti ga-esi fụ na revenue ha na-collect not the fairly and justly used?
Everything must be.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon and welcome.
After Israel,
Okay, Israel from Nibo, welcome.
I'm a man Mana. I got a 2 son of government that assistant at their uncle make worker. I got about 5 for a baby. Every 200 let 20 Canana. After I put me at 500. If at 2 years. Because I'm not doing group. Mama 200 carry been at the card. Money has another 500.
Come on, Anna. I mean, it's not on Hassan go to Canana.
We are been at the card of 200. Money has a question another 500.
Kebedi,
how it is.
Kebedi, how?
A coca canano.
Oh, and had a receipt, and I put you in a POS, and I put you in a bank.
Hana no receipt, I see the way when I go at 2 years. Money had been at the receipt of 200. Money had the question I ran at 500.
Okay. Neku.
A local concern and then a second market. We are the member outside the 2 much, na second market 50. I run on Sunday, we have been under Sunday, carrot sagas. How you have put you and I give you 1,000. Now, sorry, we have 200 and 500. How put you down Sunday, small how may have 10 years. I put you for the thing, and I have made Manakabu, Markan institutions, and a new course, my dear medicine, second market 50.
Second market 50 on Sundays.
Every Sunday, we are from outside. Or 2 million of people are getting another mortgage. Whether be a good second market, John outside, and I don't know. I believe other people are what you are.
All right, no problem. Well, thank you, Onna. That also Israel. Mola Nugi Hoku. From what Israel they go Macandiana, Oye, ticket 500. Mana. The 200 money on Alonia 500 kedu check
ya ka anyị na-ekwu na ọgbara uru anyị na-aghọgbu onwe anyị. Gọọmenti nwere capacity to ensure na enwere justice in tax collection whereby onye kwesịrị 200 onwe nara 500 jide onye anwa taa ya ọfụ ma ndị na-apụta na-eti mmadụ ya ka eti mmadụ ya kịta to do anything. Eposigeji technologies solve all these problems. This idea of barbarism na mmadụ na-eme nke abụrụ the way to go. So the what I expect the government agency to do.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
What's your name, Prof? Yes, good afternoon. Go ahead, Good afternoon. Kafagi kebisa.
I should need one at one be fine match.
Nibo from Emma.
Okay, Emma from. Okay, Emma from Nibo, where?
You find Matthew. You find.
Okay, find Matthew from Nibo. Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
If I.
So it's a move now. I do not know the plan. I know what to do. So okay, come on. I'm going to right now.
I had a see feel we find.
Okay, after more okay, come down here.
Okay.
I'm not going to move around since August last year. Since August last year, I was not about to tax. So now, I have to go more just a little bit. I don't want to go my marathon can be my rate count. He didn't know me with that last step down.
I am not going to. I need a get distorted. I am not see feeling. So say hi no buni mwe keke kita nature kwa na nya keke ga ya no zin hindos ni kwa nya no re. Can you call back? Because I think he needs some help. Yes. Prof, complete zifi.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that government with responsibility. I won't know if people need of extra money to do this monitoring. Because one saying with sanity, just as the anyway small sanity in parks now and in transport system, it should be extended to this tax collection, such that people get happy paying it. This idea of it is a failure on the part of government. They should rise up to that responsibility. Government is there to solve problems, so they should be able to identify the problems and they solve it. Government will have the machinery to get information, even from that Ifite. They can go there, see what is happening, and they plan and come and arrest it.
Yes, how can communities and civil societies get involved in this? Because I always believe that government cannot work in isolation. I believe that because Habur are gods, they are not God. So civil societies, community groups, and others can help. Even individuals that are affected, how can they help? Like when I complain, thank God no way this opportunity of calling in a radio station.
The first thing government should do before Shama comes in is that now has government recognized civil society? That is where they should start. In the real sense, have they recognized civil society and their rules? In their budget, do they have any provision for civil society in the Anambra state? Do they know the credible civil societies in Anambra state? Only the farmer happens, not civil society. So they should start from there to map civil societies and engage them formally and use them, work with them to achieve some of these objectives. All the very easy. I think Shoma can come in here and add one or two things.
All the very easy, using the civil societies to enlighten the society, the people in the community. If you look at what is happening now in our primary health centers in Anambra State, all projects, Global Fund and our fund, through NACA, who the principal recipient. Again, and many of the communities now, they have taken ownership of their PHCs. And all because now civil society organizations, we are funded to educate the people in the community. Can have take ownership of the PHCs because no Hana government, they were able to enlighten the people in the community. All the things that government has been putting in that PHCs, which were unknown to them even. Their eyes were opened and they came out in mass. All their sons, daughters in diaspora, they called them, they engaged into renovate their PHCs. Government can attest for it. Our current Commissioner for Health can attest for that. So these people, these CSOs, they have the communities and the societies, their pains. They can go to churches, educate the members of the church. Now say na government GM na uru ọ ga-abalụ gị ọ bụkwanụ na inwe nsogbu dị otu a ma nsogbu dị otu a na ebe ị ga-eje. The information ama stop na radio stations or the TV announcement enwe need na a ga-enwe mmekọrịta ịtụ alụ ha nọkwuru ebe ahụ gwa gị ihe ha enweghị ike ikwucha anyị ebupụkwa datin bịakwute the government. Secondly, ekwesịghọzi dị na anụ ụtụ ọbụla n'aka kwesịghọzi level of development anyị nọzi kịta enidi ozi ama m oge a na-akpọ my grandfather Kotuma. I don't even know the man very well, but I inherited the insult. I inherited the
stigmatization,
the stigma of how the people in the community felt about my grandfather because none are no to isi.
Some of them are not by government of all that.
Ina Ghana akpọghị Kotuma otu nempu onye lebara kaya mma. You know, one does Kelebi. All of my grandfather during the year. So all this era I know Yaketa, a question was the natural mother can naturally anoman. Let's be civil in everything I name.
Okay. And at this point, we want to know the role women, persons with disabilities can play especially one had was going to go to tax in the women and then persons with disabilities, vulnerable group. I was saying to tax personal income. Prof,
onye make income, we have put tax.
Be you woman,
whether
challenged
or not challenged, as I say, making an income. In if person have put tax, got that task and your government to be attending to your needs. But in paying tax, as we said earlier, I graduate the tax according to what you earn. What you earn. What you is normally taxed for business people is the profit, not their capital. For your role, we tax the salary, but this time around, for us in universities, they tax everything. As a professor, I pay a tax of almost 110,000 naira every month. Now, ask what is my salary. Which I know that some businessmen cannot. Businessman no prove 500,000 in a year. Now, bamba. If somebody controls over 15 million naira. Now, bamba. When I'm over your role, I did use 100,000 now. Over 100.
Hello.
Wow.
In
Are you serious?
Yes.
Hello.
I can show you the evidence.
Hello.
Hello. When you were come back to this. Hello. Good afternoon.
Everyone try to
Konyo.
Oh, that boy I spoke before.
Okay. If I Matthew.
Israel.
Okay, Israel, go ahead.
Yeah. More time on a family ticket or government going on because I'm not thinking I'm not going to take I'm not allowed to go. Late, I'm not going to. I just can't try to knock out.
I'm not figuring an 18-year and a never ticket.
In the area, I know. And I
knew Fianaka.
Yes, only about 200 to 700 members to come out here.
And you guess I gave a side in Canada, Israel.
I'm a Myanmar, Libo market.
Okay.
I found it there, I'm a Myanmar. No, it's still not better supermarket.
And they put busy.
And also, some of us are the down for a bit. No, there are in that area, the media do live in that opportunity. You don't come for that small individual. How about here?
No, so never clicking out on Keka or tax in doors because
Keka, Monte, for the day was million carbon. I have here. And I'm going to Bundobia.
Okay.
I think the Commissioner of Transport and Security should put their eyes into that. No.
Okay, Israel, thank you.
You all na-ekwu kita enwere ego ndị keke kwesịrị ịdị na-akwụ every
and then
week.
we went to and we go this complaint. So we went to AIRS boss, Dr. Greg. We went to him. We went to every keke. No, we equipment had in here na keke tracker. Na track we no na kedafi na road na we no na road. And then they quote tax or gas straight to your asin. That was what he told us about Amaram. That was what he told us. So something is wrong somewhere.
That is an ideal situation, but that is not what is obtainable.
That's it.
Hello.
Somebody else came.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Kafa KBC.
Oh, if I match you, but
if I knew, okay, if I am going to okay.
Okay. Like again, one is August and a tax. So I put tax on the kitchen and since August now. So then I look at government, I'm not I will be only a account. But some number people can't use since I'm not I have my problem.
Okay. He complained go to the AIRS Revenue House.
I made a complaint. So now in the program last week. So that this man they are on our office on our station last week. So mana I connect with them. Jeta Pana may can do Ali in the media.
Okay. Okay. If I need to get your number so that probably
you can get a feedback for you.
We'll get a feedback for you from the Hene.
I'm calling the number. I'm calling the number.
What? Wait. If I wait to Ngwaku.
080.
Okay. 6303.
Number 6363.
Okay, 6363. Okay.
9327.
9327. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for calling us. Wadalu 0806363927. We'll link him to AIRS. That's the best thing we can do.
Bụ ife na-ewe ndị mmadụ iwe because their interests are not being protected. Ị na-anafe ego fa na-akwụgodu a na-multiply ya esikwa n'ụzọ ọzọ ndị keke anụnwa enwere ego na-ekwesị a na-agwa ha ya na-akwụ every week. Apart from that, every time ha load from their park akwụlili ụgwọ before isi na park amapụ ịbịa 3 times ị ga-akwụ.
Do they pay into government coffers?
They pay cash.
So that means there's a cartel working, and
it's almost this card peculiar to almost all the parks. Every park company buy it. People got drop something. So it was not illegal or illegal.
Okay, hello. What illegal? Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I found Chinedu from Oka.
Chinedu from Oka.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Chinedu.
Okay. Essentially, this kind of contribution and also education. Like, I'm say, ndị ọga na ife batalo tax collection. Sometimes ha na-abakene keke because ana m na-ege report ndị mmadụ na-ejekasị aka illegal collection of that. So ndị ọga ha na-abakene ha na-aga na park banye keke ka a na-witness it as a first hand witness for the now. So ha banye keke ha fụ all those things that are complain because a na-ekwu otu dịka ekwuchikwa kịta ifele maka na-eme efele ya. So a na-asị ndị ọga ha na-ahapụ n'ime moto ya nnukwu moto ha na-abanye kele keke gaa n'ụzọ ebulu gaa n'ụzọ ya bụ ọ bụ nwanne ụmụ ebe a na-aga ọjọọ ka ha witness odise a na-ekwu. Then kwesịrị nchọrọ ịchụ bụ isi na ọ na-abịa imecha for a daily impact VAT value added tax. Yes. Achọrọ m kwunu kwa obele mmadụ asị ka ahụ ya ka ndị na-ana federal government or state government na-ana nke ha ka esisa ha pụtara apụta.
Oh, federal government, Prof.
VAT bụ federal government na ya. Value added tax.
Yeah.
A na-adị ya bụ na igoro.
Even my supermarket.
Contractors to federal government.
And all the necessary that you pay it. Makano, you're adding. This is all services.
All the necessary.
Services, they are little.
Every time name increase from 2% to 5%. That is not what it should be on a industry.
Okay. Now, one of the questions interview, how to make government accountable for equitable service delivery. Let's just round off. Kedi, government. You've said most of it here. Mana, let's have some take homes.
Accountability depends on the integrity of the government. Any government with integrity got accountable. On these people should be. But as a word of encouraging that, I find about town hall meetings. I find about community engagement. I find about interaction with civil society groups. Those are organized structures government can use to explain and get feedback from the communities on what is happening with the tax they are collecting and the challenges they are having with it. So, esikara pụrụ ofu onye onye agbụrụ kpọrọ kịta asị na asị ya bịa kwụọ ụgwọ onye arụrụ ọ gaghị emenwu ya. But a good system na create avenues for feedback, and one of those systems, feedback system, is the use of civil society groups that are knowledgeable in that area and can be a gap between the government and the people, or between market and the people. So government should encourage that. That's why I say that going forward, state government should have budget for civil society activities. What if they should encourage it, because these are people that stand in the gap between government and the people. Or between market and the people. Market here means producers.
What will be their job?
Their job is to ensure that the issues things that has to do with policies and taxes are properly discussed, dissected, and with consensus. And with input of every stakeholder. You talked about social inclusion. Every segment of the society is represented in taking decision. So you don't overtax and you don't undertax. And when you tax, they will not tell you these are our needs, not you determining their needs. They will tell you these are our needs. When we are doing malaria work in some communities, we were told to go to the community and they do what is called community diagnosis, whereby you bring stakeholders in that community, including those naya malaria, mande warakoro, how give a and these are our priorities. So that when you are making intervention, that is what government should encourage and do.
Okay, Choma.
My
You know, we're talking about the responsibilities of government, responsibilities of civil society groups. Now, what are the responsibilities of the citizens, especially something the tax driven, tax service driven. For instance, free Medicare and na free education. Mother na school but you know that thing has been paid for. Should you just stand aloof and watch? But that will be after this call. I hope we've not lost the call. Hello? Hello? It's like we've lost the call. So Choma, let's go.
The people in the community now pay tax and all the things that the government are doing for them. Question na how one ha ga amadele na government na emegodole ihe anwa. Malo the benefits. Just like we have been saying, enwere ihe ndị community ma. Inwe ike na-ekwu maka this free delivery enwe na this state. Aka nwere ndị amaro na. And they are still paying. There are still some PSCs or BJ amaro.
And they capitalize on their ignorance.
On their ignorance.
How would they know?
Government, just excuse. Government has started doing something in the area of health because of the role of civil society groups. I'll give you an example. Treatment for particular services, even as some PSCs, CSOs brought it to the attention of the Commissioner for Health then. What did he do? Together with the Primary Care Development Agency, have published a price list.
Prices.
Of all services. Why all the OICs, na the door. So I told you bills one affair. It's your number there, phone number there. Now, and
more than that.
And we choose it, boy. That is what they should replicate in other sectors, including the tax sector.
Man, even at that, there were some OICs are more pabaria.
There should be sanction for such.
And they won't refer me.
Okay, hello.
No, good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. Because back to Radio Ogi, you are just the last caller on the show. Hello? So be brief.
Okay, yes.
Hey, Chedu Kezi.
Hello.
Go on.
Hello.
Hello, Chedu. Just be brief. We need to round off.
Okay, people only venture your estimate stock up.
Okay.
Only things made at this area, like all these street shops now. Only some guys now had dedicated 2 or 3 or 4 or even 5 sometimes. So I've done a shop which is especially shops up normal wine you can I think give me ego. I talk about some all these started drinks. So just anything I feel like no if they have anyway. ha mecha nke a abịa na ọda shop ha mecha nke ya just ha na-eme otu a na-aga so and then emega nkwa arọ bụ na ọbọ nke elu ala ya ndị obodo ebe so ama m ife nwere ike ime maka that.
Okay. Well, we'll extend this message to the AIRS. Manamalu Nandewa brought from government that you people, as community members, can resist them. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, we want to thank you a lot, Professor Dennis Aribodo, for joining us on the program. Professor Aribodo is the zonal coordinator, Southeast of Akomin. Thank you very much for joining us.
One year back coming now, no one back coming. Civil society in malaria control, immunization and nutrition.
Okay, thank you. And then Chioma, civil society activist, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. My name is Ifyu Nachupu. Thanking immensely CDEC, thanking the Tax Justice and Governance Platform, thanking Oxfam and CISLAC for joining us on the program. We'll see you again next Tuesday. For now, be conscious of the kind of tax you pay and then expect much from government. Bye for now.